Hey, do you want to know a very wise trick for NEET and NSL? Please watch the video till the end. At this point of time, when the exam is very near, I want to give you a very smart and the wise advice. That is, you have to focus on short and intermediate subjects more than the larger subjects, because the questions of these short and the intermediate subjects particularly, they are very, very predictable and up to the point. For example, let's divide it into two main categories: high yielding and the subjects which are having 4 to 5 questions. So let's see biochemistry first. The questions from biochemistry are very predictable. They will just ask you the metabolic pathways, or they are going to ask you a lot of vitamins or the amino acids, or in AIIMS they can ask you from the molecular, the genetic part also. They are quite predictable. If you have read it from any of the source, you will be able to crack this. Now for biochemistry, I would recommend that you can watch the RR of Dr. Rebecca. It is superb. Now, similarly, talking about microbiology also, if they have to ask mycology, if they have to ask virology, or if they have to ask the parasitology, they will ask it, and if you know the question, you can come to the answer. For microbiology, I will suggest that you can watch the RR of Dr. Preeti Sharma ma'am. For FMT per se, I would suggest that please don't waste your time in remembering BNS. It's useless at this point of time, right? Try to cover the other aspects, like toxicology part is very, very important, and then the basic parts of the identification and taxonomy and all these things are very, very important in FMT. Now, I'm not saying that don't go for reading BNS, try to read it at the last day. At this point of time, you don't want to crowd your brain with so much of the information so that आपको last day में याद ही नहीं है कि आपने पढ़ा क्या था. Then coming to it, pediatrics. Pediatrics is again a very high yield topic. Usually 10 to 14 questions will be asked, and most of the questions can be linked with medicine. But in pediatrics, I will just want you to read neonatology. Very importantly, अगर पीडिया का कोई कोर टॉपिक है तो वो न्यूरोलॉजी है, अदरवाइज एवरीथिंग इज कवर्ड इन मेडिसिन. न्यूरोलॉजी में ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट, दिस INICET loves to ask from growth and development and the developmental milestones, so you have to read them, make a chart, stick it in the wall and try to review it daily. You can read it from RR of Dr. Anand Bhatia also. Now talking about orthopedics you can read from RR of Dr. Abbas Ali. He has taught very crisply and very to the point. I always say that ortho has to be clubbed with anatomy and radiology. Right? Clubbing of subject at this point of time is very important. You can't merely focus on one subject and you will say that I have done. You have to integrate more and more subjects, right? Now talking about those subjects which are only 4 to 5 questions carrying subjects. So dermatology, you can see the RR of Dr. Malcolm Pinto. He's the faculty of Marrow. He has taught very nicely. Psychiatry, RR of Dr. Praveen Tripathi could be watched. For anesthesia, RR of Dr. Ram Krishna, he's from Marrow, could be watched. He has taught anesthesia actually very beautifully, especially the ventilator part. He has taught very nicely. Then talking about radiology, the OG Queen, Dr. Zanavora, BTR or RR is sufficient. For ENT, RR of Dr. Manisha Buddhiraja. Then talking about the ophthalmology, Dr. Utsav Bansal has done a very good job in this. So keep studying and solve more and more questions. Bye.